What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a random little Airbnb here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I'm stopping over here for 2 weeks before I head to Europe for 1 month for a 1-month photography trip, which I'm super pumped about. I'm leaving in about a week now. I am going to some concerts, meeting up with some friends in Europe as well, but for the most part, the trip is going to be fully focused on photography. I'm doing 2 weeks in Spain and 2 weeks in Italy. I also have a few days in Paris, so we'll see what I can create out there. But I wanted to make this video and show you guys how I'm packing for this trip, all the gear that I'm bringing, all the gear that I'm not bringing on this trip that I have brought on previous trips, and how I pack it all down into 3 different bags that I'm a massive fan of, and pack it down in a way that can be considered carry-on friendly depending on the airline, and I'll talk about that in a little bit here. But I'm a big fan of these bags. They are the Wotancraft Pilot 10 liter, the Shimoda Explorer 35 liter backpack, as well as the Samsonite 20-inch carry-on bag, which has been great so far. I'm a big fan of this little suitcase. So without further ado, let me show you guys how I pack for a 1-month-long photography trip. But before I jump into it, go ahead and download my free travel photographer's toolkit. It's got a list of all of the gear that I use and recommend, whether I'm on an expedition style photography trip or more focused on street photography like I'm doing with this trip, as well as a bunch of essential resources and applications and travel tips for travel photographers. There's a link in the description, and I hope you guys enjoy. Now, first and foremost, this is the Wotancraft Pilot 10 liter bag. Wotancraft sent this to me, but they didn't pay me for this, so all the opinions are mine. But with that said, I'm a big fan of this bag, and this is going to be kind of my everyday carry, my everyday photography bag in Europe. And I love it because it kind of has this rugged design, but it's still fairly understated, and it's built with this incredible Cordura material, which is really strong, and it's built really well, and I love that. I don't have to worry about my gear, and I can fit so much into this. Before this, I was using the Peak Design 10 liter sling bag, and I love that bag. It's been great for years, but this one just feels like it could actually hold more. I don't know if it's because it's more flexible or whatever, but I feel like it can hold more. So let's open it up and I'll show you guys the gear that I'm bringing in this bag. So when you open it up with this nice little latch here, you have this main compartment in the front. And in here, I keep my Olympus Stylus Epic, which is my film camera that I use to snap photos of me and my friends or just things that I see outside. I love shooting film and I love this camera. The lens is really nice. Over here, I have the Fuji X100V, and this is going to be pretty much my daily driver in Europe alongside the Sony a7 IV. I love shooting on both, but I love shooting with this camera. I like the JPEG recipes, so I'm excited to make some videos about that while I'm in Europe. And then over here in the middle, this is where I'm going to keep the Sony a7 IV with the 24-70 f2.8 lens, which is what I'm filming on now, but I'll show you guys a clip of how I fit that in there. It fits in nice and easy. This has a ton of space in this main compartment, so I'm not too worried about it. And then the other lens that I'm bringing is my favorite lens. This is the Sony 35mm f1.4 G Master, and to be honest, this is going to be on my camera most of the time. The 24-70 I'm bringing pretty much just to shoot video. And if I do want a little bit of compression, I can do that with the 70mm. But for the most part, I'm going to be shooting on this prime lens here because I'm a massive fan of it. Now, these are the only 2 lenses that I'm bringing for my Sony. And for the first time in a really long time, I'm not bringing my 70-200 telephoto lens. It was super painful to leave behind. But over the last few years, I've just been shooting with it less and less. And when that situation arises where you need that lens, you definitely need that lens. And you're going to be really sad if you don't have it. And part of me is feeling like I might find myself in that situation where I really wish that I had the compression of 200mm, but to me, it's just not worth the weight and the hassle of bringing that big thing around only to use it once or twice while I'm on the trip. I've just been more drawn to, I guess, more traditional focal lengths recently, specifically 35mm, and if I want to shoot wide at 24, which I don't do often, I can do that with the 24-70, and I can shoot at 70mm for a little bit of compression. But I honestly really like being confined to one focal length, shooting with a prime lens, and 35mm, I just vibe with it so hard, and I don't feel like I really need to bring more lenses to capture what I want to capture. I'll just try and adjust my perspective, and I'll do the best that I can with this lens. And if I really want to get some compression, I'll zoom into 70mm, I'll shoot in APS-C mode, crop it to 140, and then if the image quality sucks, I'll just run it through Topaz AI or something and increase the resolution. So I can make it work. And to me, I'm excited to not bring the 70-200 just because it's so big. And on this particular trip, you know, I'm not chasing bangers per se. I'm not going out looking for these epic compositions. I'm looking to capture just everyday life in Europe on the streets, shooting in Barcelona, shooting in these little neighborhoods, these little streets, and just seeing what I can come up with, you know? Shooting nothing in particular, but just shooting anything that kind of looks appealing and looks beautiful to me, which is my favorite style of photography, especially over the last few years. And I'm excited to be making some videos about that in Europe as well. Now that's everything I keep in this main compartment here, but let me show you what I keep in the front here. And this is great. This pocket actually holds quite a bit. So in here, I have a couple of extra rolls of film for the Olympus Stylus Epic. I also have the Osmo Action 4. This just came out and I'm really excited to shoot some POV video, some POV street photography videos with this little camera here. The footage looks great so far. I tested it out a little bit and I'm really excited to be using that in Europe. Some of the other things I have are extra batteries for the Osmo Action 4. It comes with this nice little case here, as well as an SD card case with just a bunch of SD cards for all of my cameras, including my drone. And I'll show you how I pack the drone as well in the other bag that I'm using. I have some AirPods Pro. These are absolutely essential. I use these every single day. I cannot leave my house without these. Massive fan for work, listening to music, just drowning out the noise with the noise canceling. This thing is perfect. I used to bring the Sony WH-1000 XM4s, I think they're called, but these are just so much smaller and the noise canceling is just as good. So I don't bring those anymore because I don't feel like I need to. I also have this little hot shoe clip that I can put on my camera so I can put the Osmo Action 4 on top and get some POV footage. I've never used that before. I'm gonna test it out while I'm there, but we'll see if that works. And then I have just some filters for my drone. And like I said, I'll show you how I pack the drone in my Shimoda. I can put the drone in here, it will totally fit. But for the most part, I'm not gonna be bringing the drone out every day. I'll probably just fly the drone from my hotels because I'm gonna be focusing mostly on street photography while I'm out there and not shooting a lot of bangers. So that's everything that I put in this front compartment. And there is another side compartment here that is really cool. And this is where I keep my passport. And it's kind of secret, that's why I like it. You can't really see it. But here I have my Hogwarts themed passport. Big Harry Potter fan, judge me if you want, Harry Potter's dope. So I put that in there and nice and safe and secure. A little bit tricky to get out of, but honestly, when I'm at the airport, I just put it in my pocket anyways. So nothing to be worried about. And in the side pocket here, I have my chest mount. It's actually a GoPro chest mount. But it works with the Osmo Action 4, so I'm not too fussed about it. And this is what I'm gonna be shooting kind of a lot of POV footage on while I'm in Europe. Now there is another pocket here on the back, which is pretty cool. I don't have anything in here now, but you could totally put just other stuff in here. And then also you can fit a tablet in here as well, which is pretty cool. I'm not bringing my tablet, I'm bringing my laptop because I just want something a little bit more robust. But if you're only traveling with a tablet, you can totally fit that in there. So that is everything that I put in my everyday carry bag. I think this bag is perfect for just walking around exploring Europe. But while I'm traveling from point A to point B, I'm gonna be relying on my Shimoda Explorer 35-liter backpack, which I've been using for a few years now, and I'm a huge fan of this bag. So let me show you guys how I pack that. Now my other bag, and this is kind of my main travel photography backpack that I use on most trips, especially when I'm hiking or I'm bringing a ton of gear. This thing can fit so much. This is the Shimoda Explorer 35-liter backpack. And I'm a big fan of it. If you guys want to see the full review of this bag, you can tap up there. I did a full review of it when it came out. You can check that out. But generally speaking, I'm a big fan of this bag for three main reasons. Number one, it has a really easy to access main compartment with a big camera cube on the back so I can keep all of my camera gear in there. And it also has a lot of smaller compartments where I could put things like hard drives, cleaning materials. I can strap a tripod to the side. And the last reason, and perhaps the most important, I think it is the best bag on the market for distributing weight. The bag has a metal frame that just gives it a lot of stability, and the straps are really, really strong for distributing that weight. I'm just a big fan of this bag, and I don't see myself changing, and it actually works perfectly with the Wotancraft Pilot 10-liter bag as well, and I'll show you how that works in a second here. But let me show you how I pack all of the other gear that I don't put in the sling bag into this. So the main compartment that I'm using here is this top compartment, and inside here I have a small camera cube. So this is a modular bag, so you can put a small camera cube here, or you can leave it empty and just have kind of a big open space. And in the back here I have a medium camera cube, but I'm actually gonna take that out for this trip, and I'll show you that in a second. So on the top here I have sunglasses, absolutely essential. I don't travel, I don't leave my house without sunglasses. And that's a habit I developed from living in Bali where it's always super sunny. I also keep in this little bag, and this can attach to the front of the Wotancraft bag, but this is all the chargers, all my extra batteries, pretty much everything that I need for my trip. And I can easily pull that out if they're gonna make me check this. I don't foresee that happening, but I can easily do that. And then I also have my drone in here, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So there's the controller, and over here I have the actual drone itself. And I stopped traveling with my Mavic 2 Pro about a year ago when I got this mini drone, just because I feel like it does everything I need it to do. I don't need the bigger sensor on the Mavic 2 Pro. And I'm a big fan of this tiny little drone. I think it captures great photos, great videos, and it does everything that I need pretty much. The other thing I have here are some filters. And for the filters, I use all Polar Pro filters. I'm a massive fan of the Polar Pro filters. I have 2 variable NDs as well as some mist filters in there, and that's really great. So that's everything that I keep in this kind of main compartment here. There are some smaller compartments back here where I can keep, more valuable things that I want to keep hidden, but that's everything that I keep in this main compartment. And then in the front here, I have a few different things. I have my Anker power bank, which is essential. I love this thing. Charges my phone like 3 or 4 times. And over here, I have my SSD. This is the 4 terabyte Samsung T7 Shield. This just came out recently and I just started using it. And I love how small and compact it is. And it's 4 terabytes, which is sick. I mean, I've been using the SanDisk 2 terabyte SSDs forever. So I'm really excited about having this one and just being able to carry one hard drive to Europe with all the current video projects that I'm working on, including this one most likely, as well as storage for all the footage and all the photos that I'm gonna be shooting out there on all of my camera systems. So big fan of this, and I'm excited to be using that. In this front compartment, I also have all of my cleaning supplies. This has some Zeiss wet wipes for my lenses, some microfiber cloths, as well as a blower in there as well. And then the last thing I keep in here is my Rode VideoMic NTG, and this is gonna be my main mic. I just think it sounds awesome. I couldn't use it for this video, so I'm just using the Rode VideoMic Go, and I'm gonna be obviously packing that into this bag as well during the trip. Now I'm also bringing my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro, and I wish I bought the 14-inch. I just think the 16-inch is too big and heavy, and if I could go back in time, I would do that. But I do love this laptop. It's great. It's super powerful. The screen looks really good, so I can't complain too much. But in the future, when I upgrade, I'm definitely gonna go after that 14-inch just because it's better for traveling in general. Now, the main reason why I like this bag so much with the Wotancraft 10 liter is the Wotancraft can actually fit inside this bag to minimize my footprint and make it more friendly for carry-on. So let me show you guys how I do that now. Now, normally when I'm using this bag, I keep all of my camera gear here in this back compartment, which has this modular unit. I can put my 70-200, I can put all my lenses. It's really easy to open, really easy to access. I'm a big fan of this, but because I'm not bringing all that much camera gear on this trip and I don't need to bring 2 camera cubes, I can actually take out the modular unit of the back here and I can stuff my Wotancraft 10 liter sling in here, which is epic. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but it works. And when I'm traveling in the airport and I need to keep my profile a little bit smaller, I can easily just stuff this in here. And then I can close this, zip it up, and I have all of my camera gear in one bag. And then when I get to my location, whether I'm in Paris or Barcelona or whatever, I can just pull that out and that's gonna be my everyday carry bag. So I don't have to actually walk around a city with this giant backpack. But everything does fit in here nice and snug. And I think this is the perfect combo for kind of more of a minimal setup. It's not that minimal, it could be more minimal, but I think it works really, really well. And it is much more carry-on friendly than having 2 different bags and having to worry about that. So that is pretty much all of the photography gear that I'm bringing on my 1-month trip to Europe. There are a few other small things. For example, the tripod that I'm filming on now. This is just a really cheap K&F concept tripod that I bought in Dublin, Ireland last year because I didn't bring a tripod with me. And I like it because it's small and it's light. It's just tiny and it's not the best tripod in the world, but I'm not gonna be shooting photos of the Milky Way on this trip. And it's more than enough to capture photos of me shooting out and about in a city. So big fan of this little tripod. And I'm gonna put that as well as all of my clothes and everything else in this bag. This is the Samsonite 20-inch carry-on bag. And this thing is bulletproof. I have the bigger one as well. and I have nothing bad to say about these Samsonite bags. They're light, they work, they just work. I think that's the best thing I can say about them. I've owned so many pieces of luggage over the last 20 years and they always end up breaking. I've only had these for about 6 months now, but so far I think they're gonna be really good and I'm excited to be doing an extended trip with them. So like I said, with these 3 bags, it is carry-on friendly depending on the airline. If an airline does allow you to bring 2 overhead storage bags, then this works. But if they don't, then you have to check one of them and that's fine. I can check this and then I can carry on my Shimoda bag. So it works depending on the airline, but because these European airlines are quite strict, I am gonna have to check a bag on some of the flights that I'm taking out there. But generally speaking, I'm gonna be traveling by train just because I think traveling by train in Europe is awesome. There's so many beautiful places to see and you can see the countryside and it's just a really fun experience. So I'm excited to be traveling for the most part by train and then a couple international flights within Europe as well between Spain and Italy. But that is pretty much everything that I'm bringing on this photography trip focused on street photography. But you know, other trips that I go on, they look a lot different. I do bring my 70-200, I do bring my 16-35, and I just have a more kind of robust setup. But on this trip, I just wanted to go with a more minimal setup, focusing more on traditional focal lengths and just something that's easy to carry around, easy to travel with. So I'm not dealing with all of this gear that I don't really need to bring along on this trip. Now, if you do want to see some of the gear that I bring along on more intense photography trips, go ahead and check out my travel photographer's toolkit that has all of the gear that I use and recommend for photo and video and travel and everything, as well as a bunch of essential resources for travel photographers as well. Things like insurance, applications, the list goes on. There's a ton of good stuff in there and you can download that via the link in my bio. But thanks for watching, guys. I am super pumped to be making some more street photography videos in Europe and I can't wait to bring those to you. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day and I'll catch you in the next video.